right, everybody. It is time to get a weather first update on what's going on with this next weather system. So thanks for popping in here and joining us tonight. We just kind of want to give you an overview of what's going on. We know a lot of folks are traveling. It's, we're leading up to Christmas. It's last minute, a lot of things. And the weather is less than cooperative here in the next 24 hours for some of our plans. 33 degrees in St. Charles right now. This is Interstate 70. Heading out from St. Charles towards St. Peter's, looking out to the west. It'll be a much different sight tomorrow, especially for about a 3 or 4 hour window when the snow rolls in. And that's going to be a problem too here at the airport. Not that the airport's going to have to close, but a lot of airlines, because of the weather, not only here, but in other parts of the country, will be rescheduling or canceling flights. There'll be delays. It's just going to be pretty rough go here for a lot of places as we head through the day on Thursday. And we're already seeing that to our north and west tonight. So kind of just want to give you an overview of what's going on. We are in storm alert, and we will be in storm alert Thursday into Thursday night through about lunchtime on Friday. We have winter storm warnings that are in effect for Thursday into Thursday night, and then wind chill warnings that go through noon on Friday. We have snow. Temperatures in the teens across Iowa. If you're trying to get up towards Des Moines, really from Des Moines northward, you're looking at blizzard warnings that are in effect. And this isn't with the burst of Arctic air. That's back here. This is the leading edge of the Arctic air spilling out of Nebraska right now. You look at western portions of Nebraska, visibilities are near zero because of snow and blowing snow. Same's holding true north of north of Denver on Interstate 25. So here's kind of the snowfall across the middle part of the country between now and Friday evening. Notice the darker blues up to the north around the Great Lakes. There's definitely some lake-enhanced snowfall here, but we're not talking about huge amounts of snow. You don't see those darker shades around the metro St. Louis area. So we're thinking most of us are probably ending up with 1 to 3 inches. I'm not sure how you're going to measure it because those snowflakes are not going to sit still. They will be moving and moved about by those winds that will pick up and get gusty. There may be a few spots that get 3 to 4, but I think the metro area is probably going to end up with 2 inches. So that's not a big deal, right? Well, normally it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I mean, yeah, it's still a deal. Anytime it snows in St. Louis, it's a deal, right? But Thursday morning, we're above freezing. It's when that Arctic front comes through during the morning through lunchtime that the temperatures start dropping. And right after that Arctic front comes through, this is going to be in the metro area probably towards lunchtime, maybe 11 o'clock to 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, something like that. You'll get the band of heavier snow. While that's coming down, temperatures are going to drop through the teens and into the single digits by the time that snow ends up. So we're talking about the potential there that we may see some flash freezing of whatever's able to melt as those temperatures drop. That's just going to glaze over. And that in and of itself is a whole nother issue. Then we're going to have the winds 40 to 45 miles per hour, blowing snow with temperatures in the single digits. In fact, probably about this time tomorrow night, we'll be down around 2. Some areas north of St. Louis will be at or below 0. And certainly the wind chills will be at or below 0. So this is what's going on right now. We have the snow up in Iowa, Minnesota. That's the first wave. Second wave's back to the west. And there's the snow north of Denver right now. Just saw some pictures out of Interstate 25 north of Denver coming from Cheyenne, and it's a hot mess. I mean, you can't see, traffic's at a standstill. They just closed the interstate out there because of the blizzard conditions. So you'll see in just a minute, Denver's temperature's on the way down too. So this front is going to slide through here. As it does, the temperatures are going to drop. Right now, Minneapolis is a degree above 0. Bismarck's 18 below. Casper, Wyoming's down to 19 below. Denver, let's go back to that. Denver's down to 1 degree below 0. Denver was 50 degrees about 3 o'clock this afternoon. I think their high was 51 this afternoon, and they're now 1 degree below 0. It's a pretty drastic change, and that's what we anticipate happening here for tomorrow. So this is your weather first futurecast. So it kind of gives you a simulated look at what the radar might look like early tomorrow morning. So this is Thursday morning at 6 o'clock. If you're out the door, leaving from the Metro St. Louis area, going south on 55, going east on 64 or 70, if you're leaving 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, you're probably okay. Just, don't dilly-dally. Get going and get out of here and beat that cold air in. Because as you just saw with that snowfall accumulation, it's a pretty widespread area across the Midwest that will deal with some winter weather and these much colder temperatures surging in as the front passes. Now, as we head towards 10, 11 o'clock, that front's shifting into the Metro East. We might see a little light snow and maybe east and southeast of St. Louis, a few raindrops. Don't sweat that. It's in this band behind the front as the colder air is surging in, where we expect about, let's say, 2 to 4 hours, where we end up seeing snowfall rates that are a little more intense. Now, you look at this time frame here, we're about 1 o'clock, and it's snowing pretty good in St. Louis, down to 19 degrees. Chesterfield's at 14. Troy and Herman already in the single digits. Okay, give it another hour or two, and you're in the single digits in St. Louis. So the snow tapers off between 4 and 5 in the metro area. Now, if we have a flash freeze, while this snow is coming down, the first part of it may melt. And again, flash freeze is where it just kind of glazes over. So anything that's melted freezes over. And then that gets everybody that's on the road stuck. And if you're stuck, then the plows are stuck. So it becomes kind of a snowball situation. And by the way, this is not going to be good snowball snow. It's going to be really fine and dry and whipped apart by those winds. So once it ends, our thinking is that if we have the flash freeze and everybody's stuck, that we're gridlocked for a little bit. If that happens, it's going to take a little longer for things to improve. If that doesn't happen, then heading into the evening, once it stops snowing, road crews can actually get out and get on the roads with additional treatment that's more effective at these single-digit temperatures. And then by the time we get towards 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow night, because of these stiff winds, even though temperatures are going down around or even below zero by 9 o'clock tomorrow night in St. Louis, that's drier air being ushered in. And even though it's blowing some snow across the roads may be able to dry. That snow may just keep blowing across the road. So in the immediate metro area, we don't have a huge concern about blowing snow. Yeah, it's going to blow around, but we're only getting a couple of inches. Now, out in the open areas, especially in spots that could get 3 or 4 inches, then you have more of an issue with blowing snow. So here's kind of our timeline for St. Louis. There might be a little drizzle in the morning. Again, temperature through 9 o'clock is above freezing, so we think we're okay. We will see that period after the front, about an hour after the front, is when we anticipate that band of heavier snow to come in. It lasts for 2, maybe 4 hours, then kind of tapers off to light snow. But again, watching your temperatures here, they are dropping into the single digits during the afternoon hours. So once it gets below 20 degrees, that's when the potential for a flash freeze could happen. That's going to run anywhere around 11 o'clock through about 1 o'clock in the metro area. So let's go down 44. If you're trying to get down through Rolla, I would go tonight. And I say that because, look, it's 25 degrees at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. If you want to get up at midnight and go, I would not go during this time frame in the afternoon while that heavier band of snow is coming down. And again, you're looking at temperatures, single digits, even below zero. That's going down into the Ozarks too. So if you're heading to Springfield or Branson, it's going to be cold down there. And a lot of what happens during this time frame when the heavy snow and the temperatures are tumbling, it's a brief period of heavier snow. But what happens during that timeline is going to set the stage for how traffic flows later. And it's not like you're going to get trapped somewhere in your house, for days on end. Things will improve because the snow will stop falling tomorrow evening. So by Friday morning, yeah, it's bitterly cold, but by then, roads should be in a little bit better shape. Now, same scenario playing out here 70 westbound. It's just that it starts a little sooner, 9 to 10 o'clock, with that heavier band of snow already below freezing. And so once we drop quickly and hit that 20-degree mark, get into the teens, that's when we're talking about that potential for a flash freeze. Again, if it's me, I'm not driving west on 70 Thursday morning. I'll wait till Friday morning or Saturday morning. Yeah, it'll be cold, but we won't be dealing with falling snow. Anytime you're dealing with the snow actually coming down and you're dealing with temperatures like this, it's a problem for road crews in any location on either side of the river. So 70 eastbound, again, leaving in the morning, you're probably pretty good. Don't leave at noon expecting, noon over in Vandalia, heading over to Effingham. You've got that heavier snow band setting up through the afternoon, and things are going to get snarled at that point. And again, temperatures are going down in the teens and single digits. If you're going southbound, Farmington, again, still warm enough where it would be a rain or rain-snow mix here through probably 11 o'clock or so, maybe only 10. You'll know. The winds pick up, get gusty, the temperatures start dropping, and then you get that band of heavier snow. We're thinking, this is more towards, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock down in Farmington. So it lasts a little bit longer down there, but it starts a little bit later. Then, we're dealing with the winds. After the snow is gone, the winds are going to pick up. They're going to be gusty. And, 40 to 45 mile an hour winds, those are strong enough to at least knock a few branches here and there down. And so there's the potential for some isolated power outages. But it also will push those wind chills from 25 to 35 degrees below zero. So we not only have the winter storm warning for Thursday into Thursday night, we have the wind chill warning. That's in effect for Thursday night into Friday. So we'll be in storm alert through about lunchtime on Friday for the snow and the Arctic blast. Our 2 red days where we're in storm alert Thursday and Friday. Now, we still have Saturday as a weather first alert day because on Saturday, we still have wind chills in the morning that'll be 15 to 20 degrees below zero. So you're going to get this burst of snow on Thursday. That's followed and actually accompanied by some stronger wind gusts, which will continue through the evening hours. Long after the snow's gone, the winds will keep howling right on into Friday. That means the potential for some isolated power outages, and it also means life-threatening wind chills. So that's another thing you have to consider if you're going out. Interstate 25 north of Denver tonight, Denver was 50, remember, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and now it's 1 below zero, and now you've got blowing snow. People are stuck on the highway. They can't see traffic's at a stop. You don't want to be on the road and be in that situation. So that's why the winter storm warnings and even the blizzard warnings that are in effect up into Iowa, Minnesota, here across parts of Indiana into Michigan, around the Great Lakes, we're talking wind gusts in these areas 50 to 60, 65 miles per hour in some cases. And going over through Indiana. If you leave tomorrow morning out of St. Louis, driving to Indianapolis, great. You're going to get there. Don't stop. Keep going. Just keep moving, stay ahead of this system. It's not a slowpoke system. It's going to move pretty quickly. If you're going to Evansville on 64, if you're going over to Louisville, you leave early in the morning, get there, you're fine. But if you wait until the afternoon tomorrow, not only do we have problems here locally, but your whole trek is a mess. When it comes to the wind chills, look at the extent of the wind chill warnings. Southern Illinois, back through and along the Mississippi River, back across Kansas, Nebraska, the Dakotas, up to Montana, all the way down into Oklahoma, Texas, into North Georgia, North Alabama, northern portions of Mississippi. Wind chill watches are in effect eastern Kentucky up towards Pittsburgh. So there's a lot of really cold air that's coming with this as well. So now that you're all depressed because, we aren't going to be cooped up for a while. Tomorrow is just not a day to be out and about. And really, honestly, you're not going to want to be out and about on Friday. You'll be able to get out, but with a wind chill of 30 below, I think pull the cover back over your head. Now, so here's Saturday. This is the better news. So we get into this long Christmas weekend. Saturday's Christmas Eve. If you plan on meeting up with family or friends, maybe going to a church service on Saturday evening or midnight mass, it'll be cold. You're only in the teens for highs, but Saturday is a pretty bright day. Now on Sunday, clouds will tend to increase late in the day, and we'll see temperatures bouncing back on Sunday. Well, we did Saturday, here's Sunday. Sunday, Christmas Day, we bounce back to about 24, 25 degrees as clouds increase. We might have a little snow coming in from the north as we head into Sunday night into Monday. But we're going to transition as quickly as we got into this cold pattern. We're going to transition back out of it heading into next week. So if you're heading anywhere tonight, if you're going to Kansas City, if you're going to Springfield, going up to Springfield, Illinois, you probably could get to Chicago if you left in the next hour or so, down towards Nashville, Louisville, Indianapolis. No problems traveling tonight. It really starts in, especially north and west of St. Louis tomorrow. So we have our 2 storm alert days for Thursday and Friday. Saturday, still a weather alert day because of our cold and the wind chills in the morning. They're not going to be as cold as they are Thursday night and Friday morning, but they're still brutally cold. Christmas Day, not as cold, into the 20s, and the winds won't be as strong. Then we head into next week, and there's a bit of a warming trend. By the end of next week, we do have some rain on the way. But here's the good news, and we'll leave you with a little bit of good news here. 8 to 14-day temperature outlook, the pattern completely shifts. So as we end 2022 and ring in 2023, well, here you are, above average temperatures here to ring in the new year. Now, that also means it's probably going to be wet during some of this time because it's increased averages for rainfall during this time because of the warmer temperatures, but we'll take it, right? So temperatures will get warmer next week. We just have this time frame that we're dealing with really Thursday during the day into Thursday night and into Friday where it's snow, then wind, maybe a flash freeze, bitter cold, and dangerously cold wind chills. And then once we get past that, we go into the weekend. Yeah, it's still cold, but you'll be able to travel around. I think most of us will be able to get around without too much of a problem on Friday. It's just going to be bitterly cold. We never get out of the single digits on Friday. So that'll do it for our weather first update for you here on this Wednesday night leading up to our storm alert coverage for Thursday morning. 4 a.m. is when Anthony Slaughter, Rennie Nutt, well, the whole Tissel team will be here, 4 a.m. starting on Thursday to get you through what you need to know. And we'll be here with you throughout the day on Thursday. Several updates. We're going to schedule some extra stuff again on Thursday so we can keep you updated during the day and even into Friday. But we're going to wind out this year with above average temperatures. All right, have a good night, everybody.